This is the whole point really. I've been taught how to show how best to align a main telescope with the finder, and Grace is doing a fantastic job. As you can see, she's looking through both her eyepiece and finder at the same time. So she's got a TV aerial centering the telescope, and she's trying to use the 3 adjustment knobs on the finder to get it in there, and she's using the 2 bolts to hold the actual mount down to adjust those as well if we need to. I don't know if we can actually see down the eyepiece, can we? But let's see if we can see what Grace sees down there. Just about make out. I don't think we can easily discern it, but trust me, she's probably got a TV aerial. One of those out there is what she's focusing on, so that's what we're using, the tip of one of those. I think it's probably the one on the left she's using, but this just goes to show, you can see the patience that Grace is putting in. So she's using one of her, that's the declination knob that she's using to try to get it into view there. She's using the other knob, so she's trying to get it centered there. She'll probably go back to the other one now. Is that centered in there? No. So what you want to do is get it centered into the main eyepiece there, Grace. Get it centered into the main eyepiece. Okay. So get it centered using your knobs in there. Yeah. And then once you've got it centered in there, don't be afraid to use both knobs if you have to. Once you've got it reasonably centered, then use the adjustment knobs on your finder, so it's centered in the finder as well. Once you've got them 2 singing together, they're on the same hymn sheet, so to speak. In other words, what the finder sees, the big telescope sees as well. And I have to say, you can't waste too much time on this, because if you're out there in the dark, pitch black, the chances of you being able to do this there is going to be very difficult indeed. You might be able to do it against the street lights, but the moment you can no longer synchronise or align both your finder and your main telescope, you're going to find it very difficult indeed to find anything else. So it's really important to spend time on this. So what Grace is doing is quite right. So she's getting the aerial in using the knobs there. She's probably being quite accurate as well, and then she'll go to the finder as she's going now, I think. No, she's being very precise. But once she's completed, she'll go to the finder and she will adjust each of these knobs here. This one's to hold it, but she'll adjust these 3 here. So you'll literally tighten up one and loosen the other. And she's probably not that little bit, so she's going to have to go back. But notice as well how she's got the star diagonal slightly off at an angle. That's perfectly fine. You can loosen the nut on that and move that at any angle you want. You will not disturb the focus of your telescope doing that. That's the great thing of a star diagonal. But that is, chiefly speaking, how you align the telescope. I wish I could go into actually film inside the eyepiece in the finder, but it doesn't work too well with this. But that's what she's doing. I'll try to post some pictures up, of course, but I'll leave Grace there to what she's doing. And yeah, and I have to say, this is a future scientist, no doubt about it.